Hi, yeah, this is Sateesh Patnaik, keyword trainer. So today's our session is introduction on SQL. Just today I want to give a little bit information about the SQL. So what are the things covered in my SQL training? Okay, so here, what is the meaning of SQL? SQL stands for Structured Query Language. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. In generally, what is the meaning of language? Language means what is the use of this language? The language means it is used to communication. What is the main purpose of the language? Language is used to communication. For example, coming to our real life, general life. See, we have a different languages like Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, English, etc. So what is the purpose of these languages? Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, English. So these languages are used to communicate between the human beings. See, as a human being, we have these languages for communication. For example, in English, we have a number of words like, for example, please listen, please sit, please stand. See, for example, with using these words, please listen, please sit, please stand, please eat, drink the water. So like that, with using these words, we can communicate, we can say something to opposite person. Here also same as it is. So this is also a language, but this language is used to communication between the client and database. And this is also a language, same like our Telugu, Tamil, English, Hindi. It is also one of the language, but this language is not for the human being communication. This is a communication between the client and database. Okay, and it is also having a set of commands, a set of statements. The same like our Telugu, Tamil, Hindi. So in our English, we have a number of words like drink is a word, eat is a word. So same like that. Here also we have some commands. We have some statements for this communication purpose. So it is a set of commands and a set of statements defined by the DBMS. So today I'll explain what is the meaning of DBMS and everything. Okay, so got it. SQL means it's a structured query language. It is used to communication between the client and database. And today I'll explain what is the meaning of client, what is the meaning of database. I'll explain slowly one by one. Okay, see, just it is used to communication between your client machine and the database. Okay, now coming to the next part. So the next part is what is the meaning of a data? So data means the information that is being stored and used in a computer system is called as a data. Say, for example, a general example, you have an organization, you have some company or you have some office. So in your office, approximately 1,000 employees are there, and you want to store all your 1,000 employees' data in your computer. So assume like if you store all the 1,000 employees' data as a paragraph wise, so you are storing the data like a paragraphs. Then what is the problem with that paragraphs? You want to search for a particular employee. I mean, you want to search for a particular employee details, or you want to search for a particular employee salary, or you want to search for a particular employee contact number, or you want to know how many people in the department A, how many people in the department B, and how many people in the department C, or how much salary you are paying for department A, how much salary you are paying for department B. So like that, you want to get the details, then you need to search all those paragraphs. So for information, you need to search the paragraphs. So it takes a very lot of time. It is a time wasting. So don't store the data like a paragraphs. Don't store the data like a page wise. So instead of storing the data like a paragraph wise, you need to store the data like a tabular format. You need to store the data like a tabular format. That is called as a organized manner. We need to store our data in a organized manner like a tabular format. For example, only for your understanding purpose, see here I'm showing, we can store the data like this: employee number, employee name, employee salary, employee mobile number, department. Like that, you can store the data like a tabular format. See, not in a Word document. Actually, we need to store the data in our SQL server or Oracle. So SQL server is one of the database, Oracle is one of the familiar databases. So in that database, we can store the data in a tabular format like this. So for your understanding purpose, today I'm explaining in a Word document. In our regular classes, I mean from the next week when we are entering into the regular classes, I'll show the SQL server to you, and I'll show how to create a database, how to create a table. I'll show in the SQL server. But today, just only for your understanding purpose, I'm showing in a Word document. Okay. So in SQL server, we need to store the data like this, a tabular format. So if you store like this, then easily you can communicate with your SQL server. That means you want to see the employee name like Ramesh. I want to see the employee details related to Ramesh. Then in our SQL server, we have some command like select star from EMP. Our table name is, assume like our table name is EMP, where employee number equal to some Ramesh. For example, I'm writing, okay, for your understanding. So then we are getting all the details. What is the meaning of star? Star means we are getting all the details from EMP table where the, sorry, it's not employee number, it is the employee name, where the employee name equal to Ramesh. Then we are getting all the details about the Ramesh. Okay, like what is his employee number, what is his salary, and what is his mobile number, and everything you are getting. So in the same way, you want to get the details about employee number 1 or employee number 2. Then you can write a command like a select star from employee where employee number equal to 1. Where employee number equal to 1. Then what's happening? You will get all the details from your EMP table, I mean employee table, where the employee number equal to 1. Right, you got my point? See, for example, you want to get the employee details whose employee salary is more than 10,000. You want to get the employee salary whose employee salary is more than 10,000. Then simply you can write select star from employee where employee salary is greater than 10,000. Employee salary is greater than 10,000. Then you are getting all the employee details whose salary is more than 10,000. See, if you store your employee details as a paragraph format, you can't do all these things. If you want to see a particular employee details, it takes a lot of time. If you want to see a particular employee details based on the employee number or based on the employee name, it is very difficult for you. You need to search all the paragraphs. But if you store like a tabular format, then easily you can retrieve the data. Easily you can modify the data. Easily you can modify the data. So in our SQL, SQL means in our structured query language, we have a different queries to insert the data, to update the data. Update the data means we can easily modify the data, easily we can delete the data. So like that. So we can do all these things with using our SQL commands, right? See, that's why don't store the data in a paragraph format. Instead of that, you need to store the data in an organized manner. Organized manner means you need to store the data in a tabular format. So that is called as a database. Database means collection of meaningful information stored in a organized manner. It's nothing but a tabular format. It's a database. And a DBMS. DBMS means it is a collection of interrelated data and a set of programs to access and to modify the data. See here, to insert the data or to delete the data, to modify the data, we have some set of commands. To insert the data, to modify the data, to delete the data, or to retrieve the data, we have some set of commands. So that set of commands or set of programs is called as a DBMS, database management system. So already you know about the database. To manage the database, whatever the commands required, whatever the programs required, so that is called as a database management system. And RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. So maintain the relationship between two or more databases. Maintain some relationship between the two or more databases is called as a Relational Database Management System. Okay, so here observe one more document here. What is a DBMS? Already we discussed, just clearly I'll explain here. See, every individual person or every company has its own data. Now, even you are an individual person or even you are maintaining some company, so you have your own data, and which has to be stored and which has to be manipulated. Now we need to store our data. Sometimes we need to manipulate our data. Now, what is the meaning of manipulating? So manipulating includes adding a new data, deleting the unwanted data, and sometimes you need to make some changing, like changing the existing data. Right? What is the meaning of manipulating? Manipulating means includes the new data, deleting the unwanted data, changing the existing data. So to store and manipulate the data efficiently, you want to store your data, you want to manipulate your data efficiently, quickly and easily you want to do that. Efficiently means quickly and easily you want to do that. Then we need to set, we have some set of programs. That set of programs are called as a DBMS, database management system. Right? For example, just for your understanding purpose, I'm saying, so for example, presently I'm in Vizag. I want to go to the Hyderabad. So how many ways? We have a different ways, like we have a through flight, through train, through car, or even by walk also we can go, but it is very difficult, you know. So here also, if you want to store all your 1,000 members employees data like a paragraph format, you can do that, but that is very difficult for you. Instead of going with that difficult step, you need to go for a easy step. So here, if you go with this SQL server, you maintain your employee data like a tabular format. It is very easy for you. So you can easily insert the data, easily you can delete unwanted data, easily you can modify the data. So if you follow this type of organized manner. Okay, ma? See, just it is a little bit information about the theory, like what is SQL, what is the data, what is a DBMS, and like that, what is RDBMS, like that. Okay, and coming to the next point. So some people are having a doubt. What is a front end? What is a back end? So this SQL server is coming under a front end or back end. And this is 100% a back end. Back end up. So SQL server and Oracle both are the best examples for back end. So what is this front end and back end? So in any project or in any application, a project means don't feel like it's a difficulty. So you are using Amazon or you are using some Flipkart for your online shoppings and everything. So you are using a WhatsApp for your communication purpose. So whatever the UI, user interface displayed to you, so this is called as a front end. So in your Amazon app or in your Flipkart or in your WhatsApp, so whatever the screen is displayed to you, so that is called as a front end. But in that front end, you can't store the data. You can't store the data. Only you can see the data. Okay, you can enter the data, but where the data will be stored, the data will be stored in the backend only. For example, it is a small application. In this application, we have some login. So we need to enter the username, we need to enter the password, and we need to click on the login button. So here, if I enter some username, if I enter some password and click on login, so where it will verify the username password is valid or invalid, it should go for backend. On the backend, we have the database. In that database, it will check whatever the username password I entered here, this username password is correct or incorrect. It will check with the backend. If the username password is valid, then only it will go with the next step. If that username password is invalid, then it will not move to the next step. It will not log in successfully. Right, Amma? Got it? So here, whatever the screen is displayed to you, it is a front end. But in this screen, we can't store the data. So even if you have any save button here, so if you click on the save, where the data will be saved, the data will be saved on the backend. If you have any delete option, if you click on the delete, where the data will be deleted, the data will be deleted on the backend. For example, I'll explain one more example. Say, for example, assume like you have an internet banking account. So you opened your bank account details in your mobile or in your laptop. And after opening your account details, you want to modify your mobile number. So there is an option like edit your mobile number, modify the mobile number, update the mobile number. So after editing your mobile number, if you click on update, where the mobile number will be updated? Is it updated in your laptop or in your mobile? No, it should be updated in the bank database. It should be updated in the bank database. So in your front end, just you are entering your new mobile number and you are clicking on update. So when you click on the update button, the data will be updated in the backend. In that backend, the data stored in a tabular format. So with using either SQL server or with using Oracle, the familiar databases, right? Just I want to give a little bit clarity about front end and back end. Okay, now coming to the continuation. So in this SQL server training, what are the things we are going to cover? See, and before that, a small request, already you know that many of the people are watching my channel, but they have forgot to subscribe my channel. It's my request, please subscribe my channel. If you think like it is useful for your friends or your relatives, please share with them. Okay, please support my channel and support me. Just subscribe my channel. Okay, now see Absha here in this SQL server training. So what are the things we are going to cover? See, we are going to cover like how to create a database, and after that how to alter the database. Now, what is the meaning of alteration? Alteration means modification, like how to modify your database, how to rename the database, like that, the basic things. And while creating our tables, we are going to discuss what are the different data types, like integer related data types, the string related data types, the money related data types. So and so we are going to see the different data types. Like coming to the table creation, and how to insert the data in your table, how to retrieve the data, how to modify the data, like that. We have a comments on data and we have a comments on table. Now comments on table means how to create a table, how to modify the table, how to delete the table. So that is the comments on tables. Comments on data means, so how to insert the data, how to modify the data, how to delete the data, like that. So we have a comments on table and comments on data we are going to see here. And identity. Identity means auto number incrementing. So when you have a multiple records, so just you can insert all your records automatically, the serial number or employee number or student number, whatever the first column you have, the serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or student number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So no need to insert those first column numbers automatically with using this auto number incrementing. So the first column numbers will be incremented automatically. No need to insert these details manually. And integrity, it's called as with using a constraints concept, we can maintain the data integrity. So what is the meaning of data integrity? So data integrity means it is used to maintain the valid data in your table. It is used to maintain the valid data in the table. Now, can you guess what is the meaning of a valid data? See, for your understanding purpose, I'll give a small example. See here in this employee table, assume like I have a column like employee age. One of the column is employee age. So I'm giving one employee age is 200 years. Now, is it a valid data? Any employee can be live for 200 years? No, it is 100% invalid data. So with using that constraints concept, so we can give some conditions while inserting the data. If any person is trying to give the employee age is 200 years, then it will not accept, it will raise error. The employee age should be in between, for example, 25 years to 75 years. Like that, if you want to write any conditions, you can write some conditions. And sometimes, for example, I'm giving one person, employee number is 1. For another person also, I'm giving the same employee number. That means I'm duplicating the same number for multiple times. No, the employee number should not be duplicated. The employee number should not be duplicated. So it is an invalid data. If you maintain the same employee number for 2-3 persons, that is a invalid data. If you give the employee age is at 200 years, it is also invalid data. So like that, To avoid this type of problems, we have data integrity concept. Integrity is used to maintain the valid data. Maintain the valid data. We have a different types of constraints, like a check constraint, unique constraint, not null constraint, primary key constraint. Like that, we have some constraints topic. With using that constraints topic, we can maintain a valid data in a table. Okay, now coming to the data retrieving. So in how many ways we can retrieve the data with using queries, with using subqueries. So queries means like this, select star from EMP, select star from EMP, where condition. So these things are called as a queries, and we're going to see how to write a subqueries or nested queries with using this data retrieving methods. Normalization. So while creating the table, we need to follow some rules. While creating the table, we need to follow some rules. All the rules are available in the normalization. So for example, one of the rule is don't maintain the duplicate columns. Duplicate columns means, for example, already I have a column like employee number. Once again, if I write the column like employee number, no, it's wrong. So don't repeat the same column for multiple times. And one more thing, don't write a multi-valued columns. Multi-valued columns means, for example, there is a column like a skill, and I'm writing a multiple skills here, like the employee is familiar with some Java, the employee is familiar with some Cucumber, or the employee is familiar with some .NET. So like that, I have a multiple values in a column. It is also invalid. So don't maintain the multi-valued columns. So like that, we have some rules while creating the table, and don't maintain two different entities within one table. In the normalization, another rule is don't maintain the different entities within one table. Now, what is the meaning of different entities? For example, I'm going with some hospitalization project. In that case, I'm writing the doctor details and patient details within one table. The single table is containing all the doctor details and all the patient details. No, it's not good. Doctor is a different entity, the patient is a different entity. So you need to create the doctor table separately, and you need to create a patient table separately. So like that, we have some rules and regulations while creating the tables. All those rules and regulations are available in the normalization. We have some first normal form, second normal form, third normal form. It's a theoretical thing we are going to discuss here. The next one is our commands. The SQL commands are divided into three categories: DDL commands, DML commands, TCL commands, and DCL commands. So we are going to see the categories also. Rules. Say previously we discussed like an employee age. You can write a rule. The employee age should be greater than 35, greater than 25 years. It should be less than 75 years. Like that, we can write some rules. But where we discussed it in a constraints. So in a constraint, you can give a rule for one particular table. In a constraint, you can give a rule for one particular table. But coming to the rules concept, in the rules concept, we can create one rule, and the same rule can be binded with any number of tables. Same rule can be binded with any number of tables. In the same way, we have some default concept also here. We can create one default value. The same default value can be binded with any number of tables. We are going to see the rules and defaults here. And a join is used to get the data from multiple tables. Get the data from multiple tables. Here we have an inner join, outer join, cross join, self join. So we are going to see these topics in our regular course. So views. Now, view is a virtual table. View is nothing but a virtual table. So if you want to maintain a duplicate tables, a normal duplicate table is memory wastage. Because the same table is existing for multiple times in your database, it is wastage of memory. So to avoid that memory wastage, we have a concept of views. View is nothing but a virtual table. So it's nothing but the image of the original table. It is the image of the original table, but you can feel like it is a separate table. Okay, so here we are going to see the views, and we can insert the data in the view. We can delete the data in the view. We can modify the data in the view. So we are going to see the virtual tables here. Indexes are used to fast accessing. Variables, we are going to see the system defined variable, user defined variables. And after that, SQL programming. we're going to see the programs like if condition and while loop and case select case. So like that, same like your Java programming, here also we have some programming. We are going to see the programming. So next one is the stored procedure. Stored procedure means, see, I'll show a small example here. See, here it is the course content. Here the soft copy. When we are continue our classes, I'll show these topics with you. And coming to the, for example, coming to this stored procedure. See, it is a collection of pre-compiled statements. Now, what is the meaning of a pre-compiled statement? See, in generally, when you are executing any command, generally, when you are executing any command, it will go for compilation, it will go for execution. Compilation means syntactically, is it correct or not? It will check. That's called as a compilation. So execution means it will show the output. That is the execution. So whenever you are executing any command, it will go for compilation and it will go for execution every time. So if you execute it for 100 times, 100 times it will go for compilation, 100 times it will go for execution. But it is a time wasting. Only one time compilation is enough. No, only one time syntax verification is enough. Next time onwards, directly it can go with a execution only, right? So here the stored procedure means it is a collection of a pre-compiled statements. So in the stored procedure, our entire program will be compiled only for one time. Next time onwards, directly it will go with execution. And next time onwards, it will not verify the compilation. It will not go for compilation. Directly it will go with a execution. It saves your time. It saves your time. For example, for your understanding purpose, say in your airport, when you are traveling, first of all, only one time the security check will be there. After the security check, once you are enter into that particular area, gate area, after that, no need to verify for multiple times. So only one time verification is enough. Here also only one time security check is enough. That means only one time the compilation, only one time the syntax verification is enough. Next time onwards, directly the program will go for execution. So here the pre-compiled statements will be packed as a one module. That particular module is called as a stored procedure. It's a collection of a pre-compiled statements to perform a specific task, and it never returns a value. In future, we are going to see what is the meaning of returning the value. So in our regular classes, I'll show you. See, what is the main advantage with this stored procedures? Only execution, every time it will not go for compilation. So it's a very fast. The performance is very good. Reusability. Only one time we are creating a procedure. Only one time we are creating a procedure. Multiple times you can reuse it. Small modules. We can divide our program into small modules, then easy maintenance. In future, if you have any issue, you can check only that particular small module. No need to verify the entire program. Remote execution. What is the meaning of remote execution? The stored procedure is available in the server. The stored procedure is available in the server. And from where you are executing it, you are executing it from your client machine. You are executing it from your client machine. Now, for your understanding purpose, I'll explain a small example. Say, assume like in your mobile phone, in generally, we are typing some SMS while contacting with your mobile phone operator server. For example, presently, you have a postpaid plan or prepaid plan, 100 rupees plan. Assume like that. You are in 100 rupees plan. You want to shift to postpaid 200. Then your customer care people said like just open a SMS and you need to type like PP postpaid some 200 and send to a particular number like that they are saying. That means already on their server, they have a stored procedure. On their server with a stored procedure. See that stored procedure name. The stored procedure name is that particular PP postpaid 200. So it is available in the database. It is available in the database. From your client machine, presently what is your client machine? Your client machine is nothing but your mobile phone. from your mobile phone. In your mobile phone, just you are typing like PP200, like postpaid 200. Then what's happening? It will execute the procedure which is available in their database, which is available in their database. And here you are writing your mobile number. You are writing your mobile number. Then your mobile number will be added to that particular plan. Okay, ma? So in the same way, in their database, they have a multiple procedures. They have a postpaid 200, postpaid 300, like that. They have a multiple procedures in their databases. Now, this program is not in your mobile phone. This program is available in the database. But from where you are executing that program, you are executing that program from your mobile phone. In your mobile phone, just you are typing this particular command with your mobile number, then that particular stored procedure will be executing. Just it is an example for remote execution. So remote execution means the stored procedure is available in the server. You can execute it from your client machine. Your client machine means it may be your mobile number, it may be your laptop, and so and so. So from your client machine, bypassing a small name, bypassing the stored procedure name. See, in your mobile number, simply you are typing like PP200, PP100, postpaid 100, or postpaid 200, a small command. With using this command, you can execute a big program. So this big program is available in the server. That big program is executed from your client machine. That means from your mobile number, mobile phone. So by using the stored procedure name, whatever the stored procedure name given by that developer, with using that stored procedure name, you are executing it. Right? For your understanding purpose only, I'm giving this small example. So reduce the network traffic. Now, how it is reducing the network traffic? There is no need to go for compilation and execution every time. Only execution, only one time compilation. Next time onwards, it will go with only execution. And one more thing, no need to pass a big program from your client side. From your client side, just you are giving only the stored procedure name. From your mobile number, from your mobile phone, you are giving only the stored procedure name. You are not writing a big program. So from here to here, only a small name is transferred. It is not transferring a big program. So the network traffic is reduced. The network traffic is reduced. Right? So like that, we are going to see how to write these stored procedures with using our SQL. Just a minute, I'll open the course content. Right. So after this stored procedure, we are going to see temporary stored procedure, and we are going to see the functions. So functions are similar to your procedure, but I'll show what is the difference between the procedures and functions. In our regular class, we are going to see that. Okay. And trigger. Trigger means it is also a stored procedure. Trigger is also a stored procedure, but it is not manually executed by you. It is not manually executed by you. Automatically, the stored procedure will be executed in this trigger. So you are giving some condition. At that particular condition, automatically the trigger will be fired. Automatically the trigger will be fired. So here again we have after trigger and instead of trigger. I'll give a small example. See, when you are using your debit card or credit card for online transactions or at a ATM machine, after your withdraw, after your transaction, you got a message. You got a message to your mobile, or you got some email. Okay, with using the triggers only it is possible. So already they written some stored procedure like send the message to the customer. But when the message will be sent, if any transaction done, like in your account, plus or minus, if anyone deposit the money or if anyone withdraw the money, then immediately you got a message. So no one execute it manually. Automatically that will be fired. When that will be fired, if something added or something deducted from your account, then automatically the trigger will be fired. The trigger is also a stored procedure, but it's not executed by me, or it's not executed by you. It's not executed manually. automatically the trigger will be fired. So with a particular condition. So here you can go with some after triggers and you have a instead of trigger. Now after trigger means, say for example, in your banking transaction, after withdraw only you are getting the message. Right, Amma? After you are withdraw the money, you are getting the message. You can say like that is example for after trigger. Instead of trigger means it will hold the transaction, and it will raise a trigger. So for example, when you are trying to do some online transaction, it will hold the online transaction and you will get a OTP. You will get a OTP. A OTP will be triggered. So once you enter the OTP, then only the transaction will continue. Else the transaction will not continue. Right? That is a instead of trigger. Instead of trigger means it will hold the transaction and it will raise a trigger. So that is called as a instead of trigger. Now for your understanding purpose only, just I'm explaining like this. Okay. The next one is we have some date related functions. We can get the date and we can modify the date. Plus days and minus days we can do here. And we have the concept like cursors to retrieve the data. We have this cursors concept. And so we are going to see all these concepts today. If I explain all the concepts again, you will get confused. Just today, I want to give a little bit information about the SQL server. So what is a front end and what is a back end and what is a database, what is a table, and why you need to store the data in a tabular format only. What is the advantage with that? So like that, just I want to give a little bit information about the SQL. So mainly this SQL is helpful to our QA people. So all the QA people, QA people means the testing people. All the QA people or testing people must have the SQL knowledge. So that's why this is helpful to you. And here I'll provide the one-to-one online trainings also. If you need a one-to-one online training personally, so in the description I mentioned my mail ID. So you can contact to me. So I'll provide the online trainings also, one-to-one training. Okay. Say daily I'm posting the recordings except the weekends. Weekends we have some entertainment videos like any trips or reviews like that. But weekdays we have a subject videos like it may be QA or it may be SQL, mainly related to the QA people. And tomorrow I'll explain the same concepts in Telugu. If any Telugu people are there, please watch the class in tomorrow's video. Okay, ma. So please support me. Please subscribe my channel. And if you feel like it is useful to your friends, please share with your friends also. So thank you so much. For today, I'm closing here. See you on tomorrow. Bye.